right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to twitch.tv/the Onyx Path. Tonight, we are going to be playing Dystopia Rising Evolution, session 1 of our Making Connections campaign. I'm Travis, my pronouns are he and they, and I will be your story guide. Before we dive too far into the fun, I would like to take a moment to remind you all that we do have a sale going on over at Indie Press Revolution. Right now, we have multiple books that are 50% off, books and screens, dice, things along those lines. Not only for our OGL stuff, such as Scarred Lands and Legend Lore, but also a couple of our Chronicles of Darkness books are included. So Changeling the Lost, 2nd edition, Dark Eras 2, and associated merchandise are also 50% off in that sale. I also want to thank everyone who contributed to the Realms of Pugmire Kickstarter. We had a successful completion last week. It was a great, grand old time. Lots of stretch goals got activated. Super excited to get that out in the world. If you missed it, I'm sorry it's not up on Kickstarter at the moment, but there will be a backer kit at some point in the near future, so opportunity will strike again. So that's it for paying the bills for this week. So before we dive into our tale, let's go around, and I would like each of you to tell us who you are, what you do, who you are playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you would like to promote. And I'm going to start this off this week with Lecco. Please tell us all of your pertinent details.
Well, you woke me up. Hi, I'm Lecco Rodriguez. TeamLecco.com, certified personal trainer specialized in weight loss and body recomposition. Feel free to stop by for a free consultation where we can discuss goals or frustrations you might have. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Topher the Gopher, also he, him, owner and operator of the Green Gopher Dispatch and Delivery Service. Fast, reliable, zombie-proof delivery service you can trust with a glowing reviews guarantee. If your parcel doesn't get to you in one piece, because we're in pieces.
I absolutely love it. Awesome. Next up on the hit list, CJ, please, your pertinent details.
Hi everyone, I'm CJ Starry. You can find me everywhere at CJ Starry, and you can also just kind of find me everywhere, because other than the Onyx Path here, you can also find me at TTRP_theater and at Ink and Lyre LYRE. And I will be playing Hayden Horn. They are a Sawbones doctor, formerly of the Crimson Cross Caravans, and I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to sharing this tale with you. That brings us lovely over to Kevin. Please, all of your pertinent details, if you don't mind.
Hi, I'm Kevin R. Zarnicki. I identify by he, him, but whatever's good for you is fine by me. I do professional voiceover, but who doesn't these days? I also teach it. I also am a tabletop RPG designer working with Onyx Path, Catalyst Game Labs, and a few others on stuff like Shadowrun, etc. You can reach me at kevin.r.zarnicki@gmail.com, or you could find me on Twitter at necromancy101. I used to have a Facebook, but it got hacked, and I spent 6 months stopping people from draining my bank accounts, so never again, Meta. I'll be playing Rav. He's new for me because I'm used to playing necromancers, and in a setting like this, you'd think I'd go with a necromancer, but I went for a stealth archer build vampire this time. Me playing a vampire is not a surprise, though. So I'm a gorger who doesn't like light and likes to shoot things from far away. Works technically as a bounty hunter, but has some connections with the Postal Service, Post Office, I forget which it's called here.
Postal Service, yep.
Postal Service, because it's a great way to get around and meet new people and kill them for money.
Excellent. I'm a fan of all of those things, and I can guarantee you'll get a chance to do at least most of them, if not all of them, probably tonight.
I play New Vegas.
That's fair. That's fair enough. And last but most certainly not least, Haley, please, all of your details.
Hi everyone, I'm Haley, also known as Babe_Blade 666. I love cosplay. I love roleplay. And you can find me on my Instagram with all my sorts of cosplay stuff. Tonight I'll play Darcy Dirtwater. I was going to say Darkwater, but I'm 2 minutes ago. So. Yeah, she's here for a good time and not a long time.
Excellent.
And yeah, I'm just excited to play. You'll see special reveal later.
Well, I am excited to have you here, and I'm certainly excited for your special reveal. So to dive right into it, the lot of you are currently in the city of known as the Pit. The Pit is a settlement that sits on the bank of the Ohio River. It's in the ruins of a former industrial town. The settlement proper is relatively safe and relatively well guarded, though there are a group of raiders known as dread surgeons who also have a sort of stronghold not far from the settlement of the Pit in what was at one time a medical facility. Dread surgeons are unfortunates with bad brain who like to take off with whoever they can get their hands on and perform medical experiments on them. So while the people of the Pit normally are relatively safe from them, every once in a while somebody goes out wandering, maybe has one too many drinks at the local watering hole that is called the watering hole, and they accidentally wind up an experiment on the way home. But other than that, the Pit is relatively safe and relatively secure. And the watering hole is where we are going to begin our tale. It's a typical Friday night in the wasteland. I guess in the settlement within the wasteland in the Pit. And the four of you have each made your way to the watering hole. What, pray tell, would bring... let's start with Darcy. What brings Darcy to the watering hole this evening?
Is the watering hole like some sort of bar?
It is a bar. Yeah, it is a sort of roadhouse style bar that most of the travelers that pass through town, people involved in trade, that's kind of where they go. It's where most business is conducted from out-of-towners outside of at the market proper. It's a good place to find a contract, and it's a good place to have a good time. So,
well, I'm probably practicing my religion, just like pour me a double or something.
Excellent. You get yourself a nice shot of hooch and belly up to the bar. Several of your fellow hedonists are there as well, ramping up the celebration, though the real kickoff doesn't start until tomorrow. But that's no reason not to celebrate tonight. Tomorrow may never come, after all.
That's right.
How about Rev? What brings you to the watering hole this Friday night?
In the absence of any GM intervention, honestly, just killing time until like posts go up for potential work. I'm always trying to move on to the next thing. But for the moment, everything's either a little out of my reach or a little beneath my notice.
That's fair. So right now you're just kind of chilling out, taking in the environment, as it were.
Watching the waiters go, that man over there is straighter.
Love it. All right. As you're sort of taking in the environment, what is Hayden doing on this Friday evening at the watering hole?
Well, Hayden's been here for a little bit, at least, mostly assisting the area doctors in the Pit, kind of looking for another contract, the next thing to do. But most evenings, you'll find them in the watering hole, drinking. Maybe not like drinking to get gone, but definitely That one likes a drink. So
Gotcha.
that's what Hayden's doing.
And about how long ago would you say your caravan fell to an onslaught of Zed?
I would say at this point, it's not been very long, but we're probably looking at upward of a month, maybe. Maybe two at the most. Hayden's been pretty much, I can assist doctors here, for some food and shelter, but they're getting to this point where I need to do something else. I need to move on.
Sure. So a little twitchy, little excited. Now there is, of course, as there are in most settlements, a bit of a message board hanging on the wall, but most of the work on offer is kind of beneath everyone's notice. There's a bit of, run a package here or there, mostly in town stuff. There's a post for a missing dog. There are a couple of, like security wanted for homesteading on the outer edge of the settlement, but nothing is like really popped up as like, ooh, that's super exciting.
Thus the drinking and the just going about everyday business, kind of slugging through at the moment.
Excellent. Now, Topher, in your specific case, you had received a letter dropped off at your safe house earlier today, requesting your presence at the watering hole at sundown. There's a client who would like to discuss a very important transportation of a parcel, and they have heard that you are the best.
Well, rumors can't be true unless you prove them. So let's do it.
And the letter was delivered with a in a envelope that had a wax seal on it. That wax seal had the letter M in like very fancy sort of calligraphy sort of writing.
M for money.
Sure, why not? So you kind of amble your way into the pub, and as you're looking around, you clearly see the hedonists over by the bar getting a little silly. It is entirely up to you all whether or not your characters have interacted previously to this point, what the nature of your relationships are, but you kind of see like as your eyes dance around, you see Darcy and the hedonists getting a good warm up going by the bar. You see Rev kind of, I assume, sitting sort of in a table, kind of off on your own, off to the side a little bit, probably not too far from the message board in case anything interesting gets pinned up there. Is that fair to say?
Hunting rifle sitting next to me, like definitely going for that man of action, looking for work, have gun will travel thing.
Excellent. You also spot Hayden. For the moment, I'm going to assume Hayden's maybe having a discussion with a couple of the medics that work at the local hospital.
That checks out.
So you see all that. You see there's probably a half dozen or so out-of-towners scattered throughout the bar, engaged in various business. And you see a woman who definitely looks a bit out of place at the watering hole. She's wearing what appears to be like a boiled leather bodysuit. She's
That's not breathing.
carrying a pair of daggers on her hips, and is sitting alone. you do see some. You kind of clock as you step closer a relatively fresh pool of blood on the floor, not probably about 5 feet from her chair.
Huh. Well, I'm sure that happens from time to time. Um, I'm not, hmm. So I'd love to stop in with people, but, well, I haven't had a contract since I don't know when. So, like literally, I don't know when. So we're just going to keep going.
Okay.
But I will definitely, identify potential, I guess for now, because I can't really pay them potential assets around the bar. Because who knows? Who knows?
Excellent.
So I will. I straighten my green Go for Delivery uniform. Take off my helmet. Go off my big green head.
Excellent.
Glow. And I will smile and approach the table.
The woman in the boiled leather sort of nods at you at your approach. Says, "Please take a seat. Your reputation precedes you."
That is great to hear. And you are M?
Yes, it's my family name. My name is Electra Morgan.
That's a lot more words than I thought you would give me. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Electra.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and give me a lore roll, if you don't mind?
A lore and something else.
Yeah. What would you
Right.
like to rely on to
I'm
recall
I'm
information in this situation?
intellect, I suppose. If there's something to remember, that's probably what I would use.
Sure.
Esoterica and whatnot. 2 successes with a 10.
Excellent.
Let's see how we're doing. Okay, so 3 total.
You immediately think of there's a settlement about 45 minutes south of here called Morganstown.
Oh, okay.
You're assuming that she may be possibly related to the owners of Morganstown. They have a reputation for being ruthless in business, but highly, highly profitable.
I'm not so I'm not concerned about I guess morality, but more like, are they honest?
You know that there have been a couple of deals that have come with more strings attached than one might have initially expected. Word's gotten around a couple times that, for example, they not too long ago hired a group of sort of wasteland wanderers to make their way into Shadyside, the settlement, or the Dread Surgeon encampment not too far from the pit itself, to retrieve some supplies, and failed to mention to those freelancers that there were Dread Surgeons in there.
Okay. That's unfortunate. It's highly unfortunate. I will keep that in mind.
Sure.
I try not to look afraid.
Excellent. Just please have a seat. A drink?
Certainly. Yeah, I sit down. So your message made it sound pretty urgent.
Yes, I have. Well, my family and I have been doing some speculative investing, and we have, in coordination with a few other folks, come up with a rather promising piece of technology. However, we need it distributed. There are some in the Postal Service who have taken a objection to the technology. So we're looking for an alternate vendor.
Is this going to require installation of some kind, or are we just talking about dropping stuff off?
You'll be dropping it off along with detailed notes you'll be dropping off one parcel at 4 separate locations.
Okay. Should I be worried about what these things do?
Well, how can I put it? They do emit a level of psychic energy. At times, particularly if they are endangered, damaged, overly stressed, that energy can spike to the point that it attracts Zed.
Well, curious, ma'am, how do you stress technology?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the full specifications of these devices.
I understand. Just one moment. I will fish through my messenger bag for my potentially living parcel addendum, and I'm just going to slide that on the table.
She says, I don't mean to be cagey. I just don't.
Will I have to feed it?
Unless it becomes injured, it should be able to sustain itself on the nutrient packs that it is packed in.
You realize I cannot offer zombie-proof packaging on living items, man.
It's alive is such a sticky word. Tell me, how much do you know about how the morgue works?
Dead people go in. Sometimes they come out.
Okay. I don't suppose you're aware of how they function or what process draws consciousness back from the grave mind. Not too big of a deep study on philosophy.
No, ma'am. Logistics, technology, driving, mechanics.
The creation of a morgue requires a sort of psionic crystal to be created using specialists in necrology, one might say. These items, this technology that I'm asking you to distribute, uses a similar principle, but instead of relaying a connection to the grave mind, these relays relay a connection to one another and to any thinking being that interfaces with them. Our hope, and this is why we've gotten a little bit of difficulty from the Postal Service themselves, our hope is that we can establish a network of wireless and instantaneous communication stretching from here to Old York.
Oh, that sounds real ambitious, man. So they're not alive?
Alive is such a sticky term.
Autonomous?
They're not autonomous, no.
Okay.
And to the best of my understanding, they're not sentient.
Oh, well, that's helpful.
They are. I'm sorry?
But they can be injured.
They can be injured. They can be damaged. They can be killed or destroyed, however you want to put it. They do require a certain amount of nutrient and fluid intake. Now, the packaging that I'll be providing for you has all of that self-contained. Don't break the packaging.
Will you be providing a handler as well?
Handler?
For these?
That's what I'm hiring you for. What do you mean a handler?
Well, I'm handling the parcel, yes. I typically don't put my hand inside the box.
The instructions for their care and maintenance will be included in an envelope attached to each box. You shouldn't have to reach into it for any reason. However,
miscellaneous service addendum, and I'll add that to the stack.
However, in the event that the packaging is damaged, you may need to find emergency means of preserving the package.
Emergency means? Okay. And these are 4 different locations. We're going to need some information on the route, but you have my attention.
Sure.
I'm definitely going to need to hire support staff for a job like this, depending on where you're sending me and where you're trying to get these things, especially if they're as valuable as you say they are. Who else knows about them?
Well, the Postal Service is aware. The recipients are aware of the project. We've had some of the greatest minds from the entire eastern half of North America working on this. So, I mean, it's not exactly a secret. Um, but again, and I don't think the good folks at the Postal Service are cross enough that they're going to try to get in the way of the delivery. I just don't think that they're particularly excited about feeling needlessly obsolete by the existence of this technology.
It's more a question of is anybody going to come looking for these?
I mean, not that I know of.
Great. Where should I send the estimate?
I don't think there will be a need. She reaches and like pulls just a sheet of paper, kind of like from out of the back underneath her sort of boiled leather corset. Just slides out a sheet of paper, slaps it down on the desk, and slides it across to, or on the table and slides it across to you.
I will be obviously cagey and then open it.
Excellent. It's offering you 10,000 UPP for the job.
So how to do it?
Thought it might.
All right there, Electra. Seems we got ourselves a deal. I am going to need to know the destinations and a timeline.
Certainly. We need them transported as soon as is reasonably possible. Your first stop will be Philadelphia. Your second stop will be the Big AC. Your third stop will be Old York. And your final stop actually will be in the Bay up in Boston.
You said these are going to specific people that know how to use these things, right?
Correct. Each parcel is marked with a address, a person. I would recommend if you're going to be hiring a team, making sure you've got someone with some medical knowledge because, as I said, it is biological in nature.
Oh, they were first on my list. Well, I can reassure you that Green Gopher will do its best to make sure that your parcel arrives in one piece or 4 pieces, as it were, 4 parcels, 4 places to 4 people.
Beautiful. I can have the parcels dropped off at your home base, if you will, as early as this evening, if you'd like.
That'll give me plenty of time to inspect and make sure that everything's ready.
Glorious. Pleasure doing business with you. Once you reach the final destination in Boston, when you arrive at that location, your payment will be provided. If you need anything, supplies, gear-wise, things of that nature, all of the stops my family has an account at, so simply make your purchases, bill it to the account, and we'll take it out of your pay.
And what was the account name?
The Morgan family.
Morgan family, right. Right.
The Morganstown Morgans, yes.
Morganstown Morgans. Well, gotta say, can't say I saw this one coming, but it should be pretty exciting.
Excellent. It really is vital that these things make it where they're going intact.
As far as the staff goes, getting them pro bono might be pretty difficult. So we're going to need
You have a budget.
some of this up front.
You have a budget, and our word is our credit is as good as cash at every settlement between here and Boston. But
Oh, including the pit. Okay, understood. All right then. Then I think that pretty much settles that. If you want me to get to business, I'm gonna have to excuse myself from this table and wander over to another one.
sure, I as much as I love the ambiance here, she slams a shot. I have some other business to attend myself.
Well, I'm looking forward to sending you confirmation, Electra.
She
I'll offer her a hand.
she shakes your hand, gets up, and saunters out of the bar.
Remember to leave a glowing review. I did she leave her drink behind, or did she finish it?
She slammed the shot and set it on the glass.
All right. I didn't actually get a drink, but so I'll just stay at the table, and I will look obviously at Hayden until Hayden looks at me, and then just kind of like.
As far as the rest of you go, this was clearly like Electra draws eyes as she walks through the place. So you certainly witnessed this exchange go down. None of you are probably close enough to hear what was being said, but you could definitely see all the telltale signs of business being conducted, including like papers being slid across the table and whatnot.
Oh yeah, if Topher's gonna wave Hayden over, Hayden's like, and then comes over. Probably has patched up some people for the postal service, so probably not a brand new face, but I wouldn't say they're necessarily friends.
Sure.
Hey, you called?
Well, I heard that you're a doctor, some kind, some stripe.
You heard right. I mean, better on the move and better quick than surgery.
Well, I'm not looking to have anything replaced. Please sit down.
All right, fine. This sits down.
There's if you're looking for work, there's a parcel. There's a few parcels need to be delivered that are going to require the attention of a professional of your caliber.
You know, I
Work.
would say you need help from a doctor to deliver parcels, but then I remember the world we live in. So yeah, of course you need a doctor to deliver parcels.
Well, a number of things that happen on the road. But based on the nature of these packages, I'm guessing that there's something going on with them. So I'd like to have someone on hand that knows more than I do.
That's incredibly vague, and you're lucky I'm bored.
Well, you're knowing as much as I do, if I'm being entirely honest with you. Something about psionic emitters and some other head stuff. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you've lost me. Fine. Where are we going?
Hayden, why don't you go ahead and give me a lore roll, please?
Sure. Okay, sure. I'm gonna use intellect so that I get some dice.
Sure, no problem.
Oh wow. Well, that's 4 10s. Give me a second.
Sure.
Apparently, I know a lot about this. Goodness, really? My great roll? Okay, had to be this. That's a 6 success.
Okay, so a couple things. One, you immediately clue into the fact that any sort of psychic expenditure whatsoever risks drawing Zed. The stronger the psychic emanation, the more Zed you draw. So if these things are like pulsing with psionic power, you're going to be wading through zombies your whole trip. Secondly, you are vaguely aware, actually, of some a couple doctors in the Crimson Cross caravans about a year ago had spoken about being approached by a group of psychics who were working alongside some scientists and a couple of investors to create some sort of linked network based on similar to the psi crystals that are used to build a morgue. Those psi crystals that the morgue are drawn from connect psychically with the grave mind, the sort of anima subconscious that exists throughout the fungal infection that is overrun the world. If you recall properly, these were meant to connect to one another in a similar fashion.
Interesting. All right. So, 1, where are we going? 2, did they warn you that there's going to be Zed?
I mean, I always assume.
Like a lot of Zed, if it's giving off a psychic connection.
I mean, I have a lot of gas.
All right, where are we going?
There's 4 destinations, but so far it seems all East Coast. Philadelphia, AC, Old York, and Boston. 4 different deliveries, 4 locations to go, 4 opportunities to resupply and mitigate our losses.
So we're dropping off psionic packages to 4 cities. How is it not attracting Zed while we're here?
Well, I don't know if they're here yet.
All
They're
right.
supposed to be here tonight, so we'll know.
I guess we will. Well, hell with it. Yeah, I'm in. We're getting paid, I'm assuming?
Yes. If there's anything you need up front, just leave a list. I'll make sure it's waiting for you. I have a safe house nearby that I work out of. And if you have a vehicle or you need a ride, I'll be there.
Great. Well, I've got some disinfectant, Radbegon, antibiotics, that kind of thing already, but we're going to want to stock up because that shit don't grow on trees.
Well, yeah, just leave
That
a list
exact
here.
moment, you all hear chanting coming from over by the bar. Dance, 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 dance. As the hedonists are calling for Darcy to perform. What is your entertainer edge at?
3.
Excellent. So yeah, there's a whole crowd that are like shouting, trying to get you up on the bar. They're like, "Coyote ugly, coyote ugly." What would you like to do?
Do a dance, most athletic dance that I can. Really
Sure.
show off.
Go ahead and give me an athletics, and what would you like to rely on for your attribute?
I got stamina or dexterity.
It's your dexterity. All right. Cool. Let's see what you got. Your target number's 8. 10s explode.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
Excellent. So as everyone's attention, Rav included, is sort of drawn over to this chanting and banging on shit, you see Darcy like handstand up onto the bar and then like basically like spin onto her feet and please, what sort of a dance is Darcy performing? It's a good one with 4 successes, so.
It's amazing. The best you've ever seen. I mean, it's not even Saturday. Yeah, just a bunch of splits, a bunch of like kicks, and yeah, all of that.
People are cheering and hooting and hollering. You see a few people pulling keys out of their pockets. One of the common currencies are just like metal keys that people find around, tossing keys onto the bar. And Topher, it immediately occurs to you as you're sort of watching this performance that one of the cities that you're going to, for sure, that any of the cities having somebody on hand that can draw a crowd and keep them happy is not a bad idea. But having somebody like that fine dancer with you at the AC would be invaluable.
I mean, I'm. There's so many reasons, really. Hayden, who is that?
I'll collect those keys and ask the bartender to like give them 2 drinks on me.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. So you send drinks over? Beautiful.
Yeah. I think her name's maybe Darcy. She seems like she's kind of a big deal.
Wait, I'm sold.
Sold on what?
Drinks. Wait, drinks to who? Drinks to
drinks to Topher and Hayden. One of the servers comes sauntering over. Have a second here. Zelda. She's one of the servers, works most nights here at the watering hole. You've come to know her. Pretty girl, aside from the left half of her face falling, like sliding off. She walks over and sets down a pair of shots and says, from the tiny dancer over there.
Nice.
Oh, well, I will, can they see us from where we are?
Oh yeah. You clearly have a line of sight on one another.
I'm giving you the smiley eyes.
Yeah, I'll raise the drink.
Yep. Gives a kind of salute and raises a drink.
I will also scoot out the chair next to me and kind of gesture to it, and I guess give an eyebrow.
Oh yes, she's coming over.
Zelda excuses herself and sort of almost spins directly into the seat at Rav's table, setting down the one remaining drink on her tray. There. Rav, a couple weeks ago, Zelda was wandering home from a particularly late shift that ended on a particularly bad note. There were a couple of tough customers that had to be bodily escorted out of the watering hole. And while Zelda had no problem handling that herself, she was pretty beat by the time she started making her way home. You happened to be out and about and happened to poke your nose in just as a couple of dread surgeons were trying to snatch her. So she owes you one. And she sits down, she sits the remaining drink on the table in front of you and says, "You still looking for work?"
Always.
Oh, that lady that was talking to Green Gills over there is all sorts of money, and it looks like he's pulling together a little bit of a crew. Maybe you should go and introduce yourself. If you want, I can put in a good word.
Well, I always appreciate a good word.
Yeah. Come on, grab your drink and come over. I'll introduce you.
Stand up, rifle and drink in hand, and saunter over.
Excellent. And Darcy, are you making your way over to the table as well as you've been sort of waved over?
Yeah, he pulled out a chair beside him, so I'm gonna sit down and put my arm around him and be like, "What's up, everybody?"
And Zelda says, "Forgive the interruption, but you looked like you were putting together some folks, and I noticed you speaking to Electra Morgan. So I can't imagine that job is particularly safe. This here's Ravi. Did me a real solid a couple weeks back. It's good people."
Any good at that rifle, Rav?
Well, I know you, Topher. Plenty of work with the Postal Service, right?
I work for whoever needs things sent off, but every once in a while they have things that are too messy to handle themselves. Sure. Please.
Appraise the table. No offense, but doesn't look like you've got anybody who's specializing in the trouble between point A and point B.
No, we usually hire people for that.
Here I am. Sit down at the table.
It seems so. Zelda, thank you.
It's like Kismet. I'll get another round for everybody.
Well, if you know me, you know me. If you don't, you don't. My name's Topher, Topher the Gopher, owner, proprietor, Green Gopher Dispatch Delivery. Got a crew I got to put together to run some cargo between here and East Coast, Old York, AC, Boston, Philly. It's going to get real messy. You're probably going to expect a lot of friction, a lot of bumps in the road, some of them moving.
Which means it'll be perfect to have a specialist.
Look,
Can't tell if she's talking about me or herself.
And you are I will gesture to the dancer friend, and you are.
I'm Darcy Dirtwater.
Darcy.
I can't say I'm a specialist at much, but I've always wanted to go to Boston, so I'm down.
I think you'll be amazed with how much utility someone with your skill set can have out there.
Sure.
I would be honored to have you on board. And just in case you all are concerned, I mean, obviously, it's pretty obvious. The Morgans are footing the bill for this. But what I can guarantee you is $250 per location, the bonus of $50 for each undamaged delivery package at the end, plus expenses.
Great. I've made a list of the things I need. It's 15 UPP total. Cough and cold, quick seal, rations, a water bottle. Not much.
But done. I will gift wrap it for you.
Perfect.
And
get me those, I'm with you.
And Darcy will say to Hayden, like, so what's your name? What you do?
I'm Hayden. Sorry, I do think I've heard your name before, so it seems a little disingenuous to ask you what your name is, but it's Darcy, right? You said.
You got it.
Hayden, yeah, I'm a medic, so hopefully you don't need me this trip.
Oh, you're a medic?
Yeah.
Does this look infected?
I think that might be a little beyond my expertise, shall we say?
I'm just kidding.
You've got a good sense of humor.
Get more tips this way.
That depends on your crowd, you know?
Maybe that other lady bleeds from the face. Is there still that puddle of blood near me?
There is a little bit of puddle of blood on the floor.
Yeah,
I'm eyeballing it.
Someone get stabbed in here earlier.
Zelda kind of leans in and says, one of the patrons, about an hour, Ms. Morgan arrived pretty early. One of the patrons decided that he was going to play a little bit of slap ass and lost a hand.
Surprisingly low amount of blood.
It's a quick, clean cut.
Don't know what happened to it.
I'm laughing fully out of character, just so you know.
Rab, just double checking those terms okay with you?
Works well enough for me. I wouldn't mind a little extra rep. Put out the good word for me.
Well, you travel with me, you travel with the best. We get results.
That's what I hear.
We get reviews.
I'm going to ask two things.
Matter. Go ahead.
I'm not going to need a bunch of med supplies like Miss Horn here, but I am going to need a lot of bullets.
Bullets we got.
Bullets I'll have. Also, I'd like to know the exact route we're taking.
I haven't plotted it out yet, but if you want to go back to the safe house with me after this place, I'm happy to chart it with you.
Works fine for me. Lets me plan out which bounty posters we're taking with.
It's an entrepreneurial fellow, this Kev.
By the way, bud, just Horn. I don't go by feminine pronouns.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I know. It's the long hair. I'm very pretty, but not as pretty as Miss Darcy here.
God, I wish I was pretty.
Not everyone thinks I'm pretty, but I'm traveling to find out who does. Gotta be someone.
Look, everybody has a thing they like. You just got to find someone whose thing they like is you. Or your eyes, or your hair, or...
The way you dance.
Dancing, yeah. It doesn't have to be physical.
It's a whole big world out there.
I had way too much to drink tonight. I'm gonna shut the hell up.
Tell you all what. I'm gonna head back to the safe house. You're all welcome to join me. There's plenty of room. If you haven't had a decent night's sleep, I don't know where you're staying, but if we're all gonna be leaving at the same time, you're welcome to stick around.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'll come. I'll stop by where I've been crashing on the way to pick up my stuff.
I mean, the night's pretty early, but I guess I'll get to know you guys a little more better.
I mean, you're welcome to dance on the bar there as well.
No, I'll go back to your place. It's fine.
All right. You all gather your things, stop and pick up any various items that you have. And when you arrive back at your safe house, Topher, there are 4 men armed with assault rifles and in like full body armor standing next to a pallet. On top of that pallet is 4 crates. The crates appear to be constructed from a very heavy metal of some kind and are riveted shut. Each crate has a package that has been like vacuum sealed to the outside of it, like an envelope that's been vacuum sealed to the outside of it, and the entire pallet is like shrink wrapped on top of that.
All right then. I'm guessing you fellas are not the packages.
No, sir. We are the package's escort.
They gonna shoot back?
They should not, sir. They are pretty well sealed in there. It's a steel casing, and the inside has an inch-thick layer of lead. So chances are pretty good. It shouldn't attract too much Zed activity as long as you keep the packages sealed.
Yeah, it's just really heavy. All right, bud.
Trust me, Toph, we're gonna want the lead.
Instructions. I was told you get handling instructions and food.
The nutrients are packed inside. The packages interfaces are plugged into fresh nutrient water packs. Should be sufficient in there to survive the entirety of the trip. However, should you need to replenish them, one of them pulls out like a manila envelope and hands it to you. The procedure is listed in there, as is emergency survival procedures in case one of the parcels is damaged. Feel free to look that over in case you have any questions.
I'll take it out.
All right.
Anything I don't understand, I just hand to the doctor.
The first thing you notice is each of them is like a diagram, and the diagram looks, for all the world to you, like just like a lump of meat. However, that lump of meat also has 2 nodules that each have a cord attached to them. At the end of those cords are a pair of what appear to be needles, according to the diagram.
This was in those boxes?
Yes, that is correct. Packed entirely in nutrient-rich and food, protein, and water supplies. And you said you were handing those over to Hayden to look at?
Yes.
Well, I would like a medicine roll, please.
Yes, please, and thank you. I'm once again going to pair that with intellect, please.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Not the best roll I've ever gotten, but it's a respectable enough 4.
Sure, that's enough for you to sort out that apparently these 2 nodules and the tubes attached to them function somewhat similar to, as near as you can tell, hemodialysis. Okay. And the emergency procedure that's listed there is in the event that the food supply should become contaminated, the parcel become injured, or any other sort of unforeseen malady should befall these things, to plug them into a human host.
Gross. Love it. Okay. Yeah, he's basically gonna look at it and be like, hey, we're gonna want to not damage these things in any way, just so you know. Because
that's usually the intention.
Yeah. Well, the stakes are pretty high. Someone's gonna need to be food if this goes bad.
This would be someone on the staff, right?
No.
Okay.
You're reading my mind. All right, boss. What exactly are we moving these things in?
So, while I wish I could tote this thing, I'm going to have to trade in the compact or and get myself a hauler for this. So, give me a bit while I go find myself a gearhead.
The security personnel says, will you be requiring our services any further, sir?
It depends. Can you cook?
What? I mean, sure.
I haven't had dinner.
Do you need any further assistance with the packages, sir?
Oh, no, I think we're good.
Safe travels. They start walking off.
Well, I'm going with Toph to go over the tech specs. I want to make sure that whatever we got's got a shady spot to sleep in.
Good call. What are Darcy and Hayden doing during this time while Topher is going to collect a vehicle?
Maybe
Y'all are welcome to come with me, or you can stay at the safe house.
Hayden's gonna stay by the packages. Leaving them alone feels like a bad idea.
And I would remind you they're currently like on your stoop, Topher.
Yeah, I gotta move them. It'd be easier to move them into the truck that I'm going to haul them in.
I guess I'll stay with Hayden. I don't like to be alone and, to myself very often. So always around people.
We'll sit, we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe have a drink or something and wait for the two to get back.
Wow, what a Friday night. This is amazing.
could be better, could be worse.
Excellent. Topher and Rav make their way to talk to the nearest gearhead, while Darcy and Hayden are on guard duty for the packages. Do you have anyone in particular in mind, Topher?
So I don't have a gearhead contact per se. Actually, I haven't chosen my mentor yet. Is there like I don't know, are there auto traders in the pit?
Oh, sure. Yeah, there's diesel jacks all over the place. In fact, there's a pretty hoppin' garage.
I think they'd probably be like, not like an industrial specialist, but like, cargo freight, not like race cars necessarily, or like, like the defensible utility vehicle types.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
We want Dead Reckoning from Land of the Dead. Missile launchers, fireworks, armor plating. Primo, land train.
Well, there is a mechanic named Fiddle that you can go and speak to. She runs a garage probably about 6 or 7 blocks from your safe house. And you're, I'm assuming, situated in one of the more populated parts of the settlement. So less worries about Zed and
well, yeah,
Raiders
and
all that
brand
jazz.
recognition, and the
Right.
Green Gopher has to be out there and obvious for the people.
So yeah, if you want to head to Fiddle's shop, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You make your way over to the garage. There's about a half dozen vehicles there. Most of them are up on hoists right now. But you see a couple things in the lot that might catch your eye. No dead reckonings here. Though if you're really in the market for one, the Morgans have one. Have a similar vehicle.
Yeah, they're probably using it.
Biddle you around?
She drops down from like hangs upside down like one might from monkey bars by her knees, like from underneath one of the hoists. Hey, Gopher, what's happening?
Well, look, I gotta haul something pretty big, so I was wondering if you could take a couple trade-ins, hook me up with something beefy.
How beefy are you talking? You need like a rig? You need like
Not necessarily that big. Maybe
How many pallets are we toting on this thing?
it's just one pallet. It's got 4 boxes on it. They're just heavy as shit.
probably
And theoretically, each box would need somebody hooked into it if something were going on.
If something went sideways, yeah.
with all 4 of them. Yeah.
We need room for 8.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe a half rig.
Okay. You want tracks or just tires?
Based on the route, what do I think is going to be best for me?
Honestly, it's hard to go wrong with tracks.
You know what? Let's live stable. We're gonna go with tracks.
All right. Now, do you just want the vehicle, or do you need me to throw some extra bells and whistles on it?
Well, we're expecting to encounter a ton of Zed and anything between here, York, Philly, and AC.
Whew.
Shade, armor plating.
Not asking for
gun
much,
ports.
are we? Holy cow. All right. Tell you what. I think I got just the thing. It's going to run you. I can't let it go for less than 40 UPP. But
35, and I'll throw in the compact.
what the hell am I going to do with that little piece of shit you like to drive around? That don't insult me.
Looks around the garage. Seems to me you take little pieces of shit and turn them into gold anyway.
I do,
Fine.
but that's very much the point. Fine. You drive a hard bargain.
How the hell did I do that with 1 point of presence?
Right this way. Playing to the person's weaknesses. Right this way. She walks you out into the back lot, where you find what looks like a dump truck that has been converted. It's got a roof over the back, almost like a camper. You can clearly see there are like slits in the sides, and from the outside you can tell there are panels that shoot outward in those slits. She says there's seating in back for up to 10. You can probably carry a couple tons of cargo, no problem. The rear tires have been replaced with treads, and there is a winch, so it should be able to help you lift things in and out. Okay. Cabins. What's that?
Where'd you get this thing?
I built it. I had a couple free weekends. So the only thing is cabin's not reinforced yet. So just be careful.
Yeah, I think this will work out just fine.
I mean, if you have an extra day or two and an extra 10 UPP or so, I could armor up the front.
I think I might have just the thing.
Okay.
So I'm sure. I'm glad that you left me some room for customization.
Don't break don't break this.
Oh no, I'm just gonna give it a hat.
I worked very hard on this. I would take care of it.
This thing ain't built to
I'm going
break.
to use it to drive through hordes of zombies.
That doesn't mean you have to do it disrespectfully.
I'm gonna respect it the whole time.
Good.
Respect it while I plow through the hordes.
You need a plow? I can hook a plow up. All right. Yeah. That'll give me a half hour.
No problem.
Question. I would ask what time of year it is, but in a post-apocalyptic environment, I'll ask what is the general weather seasonal situation?
It's like summertime right now. The areas that you're likely to travel through, so there's a lot of wasteland between here and Philadelphia. So there's a non-zero chance you're going to run across like rad storms. There's a non-zero chance that you'll run across various wildlife aside from just straight up Zed. And the weather can kind of turn on a dime. Tornadoes are not unheard of, kind of coming out of the blue.
But it'll be a hot apocalypse.
It will be a hot apocalypse, yes.
Gotcha.
That is accurate.
I turned to Toph. Another thing I just realized we're going to need. A lot of duct tape or rope.
Sure. Put it on the list. Are you sure you'd rather just get handcuffs?
Well, I could, but handcuffs are only good for so much.
Sure.
But you want to throw some handcuffs in. I mean, I'm not going to say no, Toph.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. You're my I'd say wrangler at this point. So whatever you need, let us know.
Walks away.
Excellent. Back at the safe house, Darcy and Hayden, you're sitting out there with the packages, just kind of throwing back some hooch, getting to know one another, having a conversation. I would like each of you to go ahead and roll integrity and whatever attribute you would like to pair that with, just in terms of sort of maintaining your control or maintaining your mental sort of awareness.
I'm gonna do resolve and integrity.
Excellent.
Roll the dice to see if I'm getting drunk.
Yeah, you are. Are there any girls there? Oh no. I got one success.
Okay, excellent. That's better than none. How about you, Darcy?
$110 and 3 9s.
Excellent. So you're
like, I'm good.
You're in solid shape. Not only is the booze not really getting you there quite yet, but you don't even really notice anything unusual or untoward. You're having a grand old time, and Hayden's a good conversationalist, so it's fine. Hayden, you start about 45 minutes or so into drinking and chatting. You start feeling like just unsettled by those packages. Like you don't want to be real close to them.
I know they're in lead boxes and everything, but they're really kind of weird, aren't they? I mean, do you feel that, or am I just freaking out about nothing?
I have a high tolerance for alcohol, honey. I don't feel much anymore.
I would put my tolerance at moderate, which is neither good nor bad. I usually don't get paranoid when I'm drunk.
Oh.
But those are really, I don't know, like, if I feel uncomfortable around the boxes now, is the lead really helping?
Well, how about we just go inside then? Just watch it from the window. You don't want no bad vibes.
Yeah, I don't
Life's
want
too short for that.
bad vibes, but maybe if we just move a little further away, then we can still move fast enough if somebody gets too close.
Of course. I can run fast, don't worry. That's probably what I'm best for here. I can run away from the problems. Forever and ever.
I think Toph was also hoping to have at least one other person in the group who can talk to people.
Oh yeah, I talk when my mouth hole's open, and it's not covered with skin.
Do you have to like fix that regularly?
Oh, it just falls off on its own. I don't even worry.
That feels like it must be really inconvenient.
It's a little inconvenient, especially when you want to be the hottest person in the room.
Well,
But
I mean, we've got people who look like all kinds of things. So the fact that people still give a shit about whether or not half your face is falling off seems a little ridiculous to me, frankly.
I heard there's people that like made a whole religion against it and stuff. Like, what's up with that? Who fucking cares? We're all people at the end of the day.
Most of us are people at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, you're right. Some people are not.
Some people aren't people at the end of the day, unfortunately for them.
By the end of the day.
Yeah.
Is there any other shopping list stuff that Rav and Topher want to assemble?
I will, unless I need to acquire scrap or whatever to do like a mod to the vehicle. If I have the stuff at the safe house, then no, I don't need anything else.
Sure. You probably. Well, what sort of mod do you have in mind?
Well, she said that the cabin wasn't armored, so I would armor the cab, but I would do it in such a way that I would be putting a hard hat around the cab.
Are you trying to completely cover all the glass, or are you just doing like kind of
I guess
top down?
It would effectively be like soft armor, right? Like I'm just trying to make it harder to damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna assume
a plow or cow catcher or something on the front, right?
the plow they're installing for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So we're gonna assume that's gonna be a tier 3 crafting job.
Yep.
So the first thing I need you to do is give me a technology and intellect to draw up your plans for it.
I trained for this. And I get to add the safe houses rating.
Yes, you do. So I assume then at this point, Topher and Rav kind of wander on back.
Yeah.
In the vehicle, right?
Yeah.
When there's shopping, I'll pick up extra blankets, canvas, rope, handcuffs, all that stuff.
All right. Go ahead and work up a list and toss it in the Zoom chat so that Lecco can take it out of the UPP. Get the UPP costs for everything, if you would be so kind.
So that would be 5.
All right, excellent. You have workable plans, and they'll give you a +2 enhancement as you are making your craft attempts. So it will basically, you're going to need 3 milestones at difficulty 3 each. Are any of you, Hayden, Darcy, or Rav, going to be assisting with the refit as Topher is getting the vehicle ready for the road?
Unless I can use pilot, probably not much help.
Yeah, not really. It's basically a technology check.
I will cheer from the sidelines.
Excellent. Moral support.
You can do it. Because I'm not going to.
There's a +2 enhancement. What was the enhancement on the thing, the plans?
Oh, +2.
Okay.
Hey, Rav, can I see you for a second?
I suppose. Step to the side.
Take that.
All right. First roll is 4 successes.
I might be way off base here. But you obviously are attuned to danger. Do you get any weird feelings from those boxes?
Or again.
You asking if I've got the touch?
No, not necessarily. Just if they give you the heebie-jeebies.
I get hunches, and I don't know what that'll be someday. But, sorry.
And 6.
Excellent. You work throughout the night. As you do so, that does give Rav ample opportunity to expose yourself to the boxes, as it were. And I'll let you make an integrity check as well. You may pair that with whatever attribute you think would be best for sort of your mental fortitude.
Who was that? Sorry.
For Rev. Sorry.
Sorry. What do you want me to roll?
Integrity. You're fine.
Gotcha.
For the boxes.
Right.
What's the heebie or jeebies?
Rolling for heebie-jeebies.
2 for integrity, and we want composure or
Composure's
resolve?
Fine. Either one works at your leisure. If you're trying
with resolve.
All right, excellent.
I get one more die. Yippee! Oh, yeah, that might do it. It's 8, 9, 10, right?
Yep. And 10s explode.
9, 9, got a 10. Okay, so 4 total, I think. No, wait, sorry, mixing up. 3.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, you don't get any particular vibes off them. They're weird, but you're not like picking up anything unusual.
It's, you know what really weirds me out? Shrink wrap.
What the fuck? Okay, fine.
No, who's got shrink wrap anymore?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen shrink wrap.
This looks very yesterday.
Oh.
Pretty far yesterday. And maybe Toph doesn't know it, but I can hear real well. I overheard a little bit more than I think they planned. Whatever's in this thing is not from yesterday. But they packed it up like it was. So the Morgans, whatever they're playing with, it's more than they're saying.
Were you I don't think you were here when Toph mentioned it was psionic. So, I mean,
you mentioned it was psionic. I just know that from what I overheard, it sounds like stuff that happens today, but they packed it up with the kind of stuff you only see yesterday. And that makes me nervous, which is why I like the payday.
Okay.
And why I'm going to spend the rest of the night charting courses, alternate courses, and asking around to find out where the Zed herds are and who the bounties are along the way. Plus, look around. Now the pallets were set outside, right?
Correct. Yeah, like basically like right on Topher's stoop.
And to be clear, this is sitting in the middle of the street where anybody can see it in all of its weirdness.
Yeah.
So you can bet somebody right now is looking at this thing and planning on following us and bushwhacking. My hope is that there's 4 of them.
Well, shit. Yeah. No, you're right. It doesn't matter what's in the damn boxes as long as we get it there and it doesn't cause us a problem.
Well, you misunderstand me. It does matter what's in the box. I just think you're better suited to tell what it is than I am.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I don't know what we're doing, but the money's going to be worth it.
We're moving a mystery from point A to point B through danger, and we're getting paid to do it. It's not as simple as that. Do this a lot? More than once.
More than once is better than not at all.
How about you?
Look, I'm a former member of the Crimson Cross Caravans, so I can't say I've never killed anything or anyone, but that's usually the second or third choice.
I've got a lot of respect for the Cross. I've enjoyed many treatments there.
Yeah, they're not bad. I'm not a former member because I disagree with them or anything like that. I'm just in between jobs.
Can I roll an empathy on this?
Yeah, I have no objection to it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. That is 1, a 2, a 3, a 4.
What are you trying to sort of ascertain, I guess?
Somebody pauses and feels hesitant about talking about their past. There's usually some kind of telltale in the micro expressions and the microtones that says good reasons, bad reasons, organization, personal.
Yeah. I mean, and to add to that, honestly, we've pre-established Payton's not entirely sober, so I would say you'd have some positive to that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you can pretty much tell right away that that was not a smooth answer. But it seems there seems to be an emotional connection there. It's not like they're absolutely telling the truth. You're pretty confident they're absolutely telling the truth, that it's not that they disagreed with the Crimson Cross or anything like that. But when they said I'm in between jobs, that part was the part that they weren't totally telling the truth about.
And I think it would probably be fair to say there's like a bit of like trauma response in that answer, right? Like it's clear that shit went down. Something not great happened to end that last job.
I'm trying so hard not to Han Solo. What is it? Some kind of local trouble?
Well, and to that end, it takes Topher the better part of the evening to complete the modifications. Is there any, I know, Rav, you had mentioned you wanted to just check out bounties and sort of map some routes.
Post-apocalyptic wasteland, messenger, and I've got really good survival scores. So I figure if this road is washed out, be good to have an alternate. Where are the bridges? Where are the raiders? Where are the settlements?
Sure. Go ahead and give me just a straight survival. And what would you like to pair that with?
Hunting?
Sure.
All right. So let's see. Survival. Alphabetical. All right. Man, these dice are like rolling the same number every time. 1, 2, 3, and one explodes. Oh, double explode. We're at 4. 5.
Excellent.
Story guide.
Yes.
Is this something that I can assist with while I'm working? Like if I'm available for talking?
I mean, not in any sort of mechanical way because you're a little busy, like being under a car or being on top of a car.
For the narrative sense, I could be like leaning against the side with charts, like, asking, hey,
Sure, I'll allow it. I'm a fan of teamwork. Go ahead. Go ahead and give me that survival or lore if you want.
I would probably use what about something like intellect pilot? Or I'll hit intellect survival because I have a pathfinding specialization in pilot.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Absolutely. So your pathfinding specialization will give you a +1 enhancement to your
yeah, we'll do that.
To your roll.
Do that. Teamwork.
So you got any good connections? And what is a post-apocalyptic name for Scranton?
2 successes.
Large hole in the ground. All right. So you're
you want to go around the scramble or
sounds like a crater to me.
You're rocking a total of 7 successes then. So you're, as the crow flies, you're about 300 miles out of Philadelphia. There's the area known as the Delphian Wastes between here and there. Lots of small settlements in the Delphian Wastes. Little hard to plan around because some of these settlements, while some of them are relatively permanent, many of them are like pop-up settlements. Like a camp will appear for 6 months, and then first time, things get a little too hard, they move on, they go somewhere else. So it's kind of a bit of a shifting landscape. As far as bounties go, you should be spoiled for choice, as a lot of outlaw types tend to make their way into the Delphian Wastes because it's a good place to get lost. It's a nice place to disappear. And
that'll do me just fine.
You know that some of the things that you're likely to bump into are packs of radiotes tend to walk around there, which are kind of irradiated, mutated dogs. You know, some rad spiders have been spotted in the region, which are spiders about twice the size of a person. And of course, the ever-present threat of Zed.
With 5 successes, any chance that we might find some shortcuts or safer routes? Or some kind of mechanical bonus thereby?
You probably have some good plan Bs.
Okay.
I would say if you run into any, you can probably ignore up to 2 complication worth of issues when navigating. So I would keep that in mind between now and when you arrive in Philadelphia.
I'll take it.
And yeah, anything else? Does Darcy want to knock anything out before you hop on the road the following day? Any preparations or final things that you want to get done?
I guess just I have a bow, so just enough bow and arrows, I guess.
Sure. You can get your hand on arrows. You stop by a Fletcher and get a couple of quivers full of arrows.
Look at me preparing for things.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Cool. What time of day are you planning on officially hitting the road, Topher?
Well, it would be after I got to give myself at least one night's sleep because I might not be sleeping until these things get dropped off again. So
can I recommend
wake up
making
after work?
A day of sleep, boss?
What was that?
If we make it a day of sleep, then we get to travel by night.
Do we want to travel at night?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. I mean, I glow in the dark anyway. Doesn't really matter.
Sure, but
that'll scare him off.
You'll also be glowing in the dark inside of a sealed cab.
That's true. Yeah, I can sleep basically through the day and then leave, I guess, in the afternoon. Like
we're gonna look like the weirdest Tonka truck ever.
You will.
Also paint it green.
The other
most messed up Scooby Gang.
So you're painting the vehicle green?
No, just the helmet is
nice.
green. Nice. It's got the decrepit gopher carrying the box with a hand reaching out of it logo on it.
The other issue with the vehicle, minor difficulty, is that at maximum you can seat 3 in the cab. There is no easy access from the cab to the back. Now the back has seats in it, and in fact you can slap down a bedroll pretty easy. There's plenty of room to put the crates, so on and so forth. But whoever rides in the back is going to be stuck in the back with the boxes. Whoever's in the cab is going to be stuck in the cab until such time as you stop, or someone does something very, very, very daring while the vehicle is moving.
Is there a ladder to get up from inside the cargo to its roof?
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, you noted before there were the slits. There's 2 on each side. You note that underneath those slits, when you're inside, are basically pop-out machine guns. So you can fire in 180-degree arc of fire on either side of the vehicle.
There was so much "that's what she said" in there.
I've been fighting that this whole session.
If there's 2 guns back there, I would invite someone else to go back there as well if they felt like it, so as not to leave poor Rav all by himself, because I imagine he didn't want to play with the guns.
I have shot things before. Yeah, go ahead. Great, you. Yep, that sounds great.
I'll go.
Cool. Further away from the boxes is exactly where I would like to be. I'm joining you, Toph.
Okay, you can ride up front, and if anybody needs to swap out or they get, I don't know, nauseous back there, just ring this bell.
You got it.
You could relatively easily have a CB or like walkie-talkies. that shouldn't be too hard
I do have a radio.
to make work. So
I do
Can we spray paint something that makes us look like a trap on the side of this thing? Like free food, come one, come all.
Free candy.
Yeah, like can we look sus to make people go, nah?
Free vaccinations.
I mean, we're a giant modified dump truck with what sounds like a towing arm, a plow, and a green helmet. So,
And then it says free vaccinations on the side.
yeah, I mean, as sus can be, really.
Free hemodialysis.
Yeah, before we attach people to our cargo.
Yep.
I think we need.
We promise we're not raiders.
I would like each of you to go ahead and give me a you can either do lore or integrity roll as you're leaving town.
All the same to me.
And this is going to be based on noticing or putting together information that you're sort of picking up around you.
Gonna do resolve again for that. Feels probably.
I got one.
2.
Excellent.
Nothing
for Darcy? All right. So Darcy and Topher, you're relatively certain you're not being followed. That's about what you come up with. Hayden, you're almost positive you're not being followed. Now that you think of it, throughout the night, the whole time you were with those crates, very few people that even ambled by can't even looked in your direction. Which might be suspicious, might not to you. Rav, you've kind of put this together as well, and are at least reasonably certain that if word is out on the street that this belongs to the Morgan family, that might be acting as a bit of a deterrent to any of the locals. That protection may very well not extend to Philadelphia and beyond, but for here, you're fairly certain nobody's going to want to rub the Morgans the wrong way. So your worries about being attacked should be relatively, at least by people trying to steal it in the immediate, should be relatively assuaged.
Diminished, maybe.
Diminished, yes.
Paranoia is just reality on a finer scale.
So I'm assuming, based on where everyone is sitting, it's business in the front, party in the back in this vehicle. Is that what's happening?
So
I haven't had a chance to converse with Rob yet. It's like you're avoiding me.
I wouldn't go that far.
I will attach the, considering the size of this vehicle, I will attach my motorcycle to the back, much like someone would a Schwinn.
Nice. I like it. All right, why don't you give me just a regular old piloting roll? See how you handle the what remains of I-76.
So can I roll? Is it a navigational thing, or is it me versus the road here?
Right now, it's just you versus the road.
All right, so I'm gonna roll stamina pilot.
Excellent.
Is there any handling on this beast?
No.
Okay. One can hope, right?
No, it's got treads. It's not. It's not particularly maneuverable.
It's got treads and a plow.
Hey, if James Bond can drift race a Russian tank, then
all right. So 4, 5, 6.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, you're tooling along at a good clip. The top speed on this vehicle is probably about 100 miles an hour.
Okay.
If you pedal to the metal. How
I'm
fast?
not redlining the dump truck. Not right now. I'm just getting a feel for it. Okay.
How fast are you traveling?
Probably about half that, depending on terrain. So like anywhere from I don't know, 50 to 70, depending on what's going on and what I'm driving through.
Excellent. First hour or so of the trip is relatively uneventful. Gives you all a chance to sort of small talk, have a good time. If any of you are engaging in any hooch or any other extracurricular activities, you're more than welcome to do so. You got a little time. I just need to know if Topher's going to intoxicate himself at all while driving. Otherwise,
I'm on the clock. I'm on the clock. This thing's not insured. Are you kidding?
Nice.
There's insurance?
You can pay people to do anything. Okay.
That's true. You can pay people doing it.
I have no arguments. That's so true. I'm wrong.
As you're kind of tooling along, you notice those of you in the back are really kind of isolated from the environment, so you don't pick up on a whole lot of this. You're just having a grand old time, enjoying your hooch, enjoying the conversation.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
You don't really have a whole lot of view of outside unless you're like actively peeking out through the slits. However, those of you in the cab have a little bit more of an uninterrupted view, and you both kind of notice, despite the late hour, despite the darkness, a sort of a reddish hue overtake the sky to the north of you as you hit about the hour mark of being on the road.
Would I have any idea why? Would I be able to roll like a survival intellect?
You can absolutely roll survival intellect if you'd like to.
Cool, thank you.
You give a thump to let us know. I'll definitely take a look.
I think Hayden will get on the talkie and be like, something's going on in the sky. It's just red, but it's not something I'm used to seeing.
All right. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're waltzing with dice.
I got 1 on intellect survival.
4
Excellent.
on a survival check.
3.
Excellent. So all three of you immediately come to the conclusion that this is probably some sort of a rad storm. Topher, you've driven through rad storms before. It sucks, but it's not the apocalypse. Any more so than any other day anyway. Hayden and Rav, though, you notice a couple things about this rad storm that seem remarkable. For one thing, there's not usually lightning in a rad storm, and you see a bit of that. Secondly, Rav, you clock what you're not 100% sure because it's dark, despite the illumination of the clouds, but it looks like there might be some circular motion in those clouds.
You ever seen lightning in a rad storm before, Rev?
No. I've also never seen anything riding the storm or guiding it. You're the one who's got the thinky bits. Think somebody's making this happen? Is that a thing you can do with your brain?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it might be a little generous to say I have thinky bits. Shit. Would this be, what would you say? If I wanted to roll for this, would this be the lore? Would this be...
Lore would work. Sure.
Anything else that would work?
Survival would also be acceptable.
That's what I'm going to roll, thank you.
Sure.
And I'm going to pin that with intellect again.
Okay.
Okay, ooh, there's 110. Nice. Okay, that's 4.
All right, as far as you know, there's no artificial or psionic means of controlling the weather to that degree. Your best guess, as you feel a brick of lead settle down into your lower gut as realization occurs to you. This is probably a tornado that's wrapped up in a rad storm, or starting in a rad storm.
Say, I can't really think of any sort of. Oh shit. Yeah, no, I don't think this is psionic rab. I think this is a tornado and a rad storm.
I would have preferred the thinky bits. Pull out the map.
All right, you hit the brakes.
Yeah.
This is a tornado.
They said tornado.
So valid.
Okay, boss. If we're going to dodge this tomato, we're going to have to get into some kind of hidey spot, which I think we've got something for this. Can I spend one of those dodge complications?
Sure. You can. Well, the way that would work is right now you would make like a survival roll or a lore roll to come up with an alternate place to go. And that would have a complication of 3 right now because of the imminent nature of the storm, the fact that you're kind of in the middle of nowhere, and the sort of ever-shifting nature of the Delphian Wastes. However, because you can ignore 2 of those complications, it's just a complication of 1. So if you get 1 success, then you have not bought off the complication, and something unfortunate will occur as a result. But if you get more than 1 success, you can buy off that complication.
Okay. Well, I have 4.
Excellent.
So I have a few ideas. 1, we got a couple of spots we could park this beast that might be sheltered enough. There is another one. There are some tunnels going underground that we might be able to go through. We could keep moving. But I can't guarantee they're not occupied, and I can't guarantee that they're not full of old wrecks from old days.
Or big enough to let us pass through. And we should probably wait this out somewhere.
The tunnel's big enough to let us through. It's what's in the tunnel that might stop us.
Well, I mean, if you want to wait it out, I can't think of somewhere more protected from a tornado than a tunnel underground.
Well, looks like it's all
Secret tunnel.
All right. Where am I going?
Hold the map up to the window.
All right, you start making your way over to a nearby tunnel. As you're making your way in that direction, you start to hear kind of over the sound of the engine and the sound of the road, a kind of chugging sound, almost like a train. And you kind of look out over the side, and you can see that funnel cloud just getting ready to kiss the earth next to you as you whip into the tunnel, and kind of hope for the best.
I floor it into the tunnel.
How deep into this tunnel are you going to go?
Honestly, do the lights work on this thing?
They better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So until I see an obstruction.
Okay, excellent. So you pull forward. You get probably about a quarter mile into the tunnel. When you see, and there's kind of wrecked cars kind of here and there along the tunnel as you're sort of pulling in, but nothing that's obstructing your path. And as you get about a quarter mile in, you see a series of lean-tos, a couple of vehicles that look like they are not wrecks, but in fact are up and running, and a group of what appear to be survivors, people, sort of going about their business in this little pseudo settlement in the middle of the tunnel. And that is where we will wrap things up for this session. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns?
No, I just wish I had time to modify the horn.
I'm just like doing my best because like the inclination is there. doing my best not to turn this into like resource management, the TTRPG.
I'm
like,
love that
what
game.
can I get from here? What can I put in our truck?
You're certainly welcome to haggle for resources, provided, of course, that these folks are receptive. One never knows what you're going to run into in the wasteland.
And they might just be hungry.
They might
It
just be
happens.
hungry. It happens. I wouldn't do that to you twice, Alec. I might do that to you twice.
Yeah. It would.
If you are looking for post-apocalyptic zombie resource management, the TTRPG, that's Red Markets.
Fair.
I've heard such things.
It's really good, but it's so depressing.
I love zombie stuff of all nature. And might have a Google list of all of the nearby Home Depots, pharmacies, and armories, just in case it happens in real life.
It's important to have a
Enjoying
plan.
playing with you, CJ, but I'd like to be friends with you after this game. This is
Sounds good.
speaking my language. All right.
Well, on that bright shiny, let's go ahead and check real quick. Did anyone achieve any of your aspirations this session?
I forgot what my
Good
aspirations were.
question.
I secured a delivery contract.
That was a short-term aspiration, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You may
I
take one
did
XP.
not,
Excellent.
which is probably good.
Yeah, you better
I'm
call
working
us.
on building bonds. Maybe next episode.
That's
Make
true.
some friends.
That's true.
You were building some bonds with Hayden.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. I would say, I would say you've definitely made some progress towards that. And did you have any? Were there any other short-term aspirations, Darcy?
Let me see. Find a new audience and convert someone of faith to the light of Hedon, which I was going to talk to Rav about next session.
Sweet
Maybe
Jeebus, that's going to be fun.
Beautiful. I love it.
make him very uncomfortable.
So a lot of groundwork, not a lot of aspiration attainment. What about you, Rav? Any aspirations attained?
Find the next gig. Next gig found. That
Excellent.
one's wrap.
Excellent. You may
Establish
take
a
an
better
experience.
reputation. There's steps toward that here. I might end up like trading out my innocuous for fame at some point if this goes longer.
Sure.
Money is part of my long-term aspiration is money, power, safety, food. So
All right. Well,
money.
We'll see if we can get all four of those in one session. But for now, it's 1 XP and a completed aspiration. You didn't spend any momentum this session. Didn't need to. You did reach a story milestone, which was that you got on the road. So you may all take 1 XP for that. And you can all have one for showing up just because I like playing with you. So next session we will kick things off with, as we always do, with tweaks or XP expenditures. But before we run away for the evening, let's go ahead and have everyone please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, anything you would care to promote. And let's start it off this time with Darcy, and we'll work our way around the other way.
Hi, everybody. My name's Haley, also known as Babe_Blade666 on the internet. Do I have anything to promote? That would entail me getting my schedule together. And I know I have some projects coming up, but not too sure.
We'll put a pin in it for next week, and then you can hit us with a whole bunch of stuff. I look forward to it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm playing Darcy. Her pronouns are she, her. My pronouns are she, her. And I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait for next week.
I had a lot of fun too, and I really appreciate you being here. It's always a blast to play with you, so I'm glad we got a chance to do so again. Next up, Rav, please, all of your pertinent details.
I am, have been, and will continue to be, hopefully, Kevin R. Zarnicki, game designer and voice actor and teacher. Yes, I want more students. I want you in your beautiful voice. But yeah, I've been playing Rav. It's not a vampire. It's a Lascarian or Lasarian. I can't remember. Lascarian.
Lascarian, yes.
Lascarian.
I believe somebody who's more familiar with Dystopia Rising can feel free to correct me at any given moment.
Fair enough. We love knowledge. But yeah, it's just such a pleasure to meet all of you. What a great group. I'm having a ball.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. And thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure to play with you. I'm glad we've gotten a chance to embark on this new endeavor together. And speaking of embarking on new endeavors together, CJ, please give me all of yours and Hayden's pertinence.
Hi guys, I'm CJ Story, and my pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Hayden Horn, whose pronouns are also they, them. For the first time in a very long time, I think I have aligned my pronouns and my characters. I'm the worst with it too. I don't really tend to misgender people, but I misgender my own characters all of the time, like constantly. I don't know why I'm like this. I'm a writer and a performer. You can find me on CJ Starry if you want to know the other places that I play TTRPGs. If you're watching this on VOD, go to the front of the episode. And that's about all. That's about all I've got for you today. But hopefully within the next few weeks, I'll have some exciting stuff to share.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to any and everything that you'll be sharing. And once again, thank you for being here at the digital table. It's always a blast to share the screen with you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Any and every time, you're always welcome. And last but not least, of course, we have Topher. Please, your pertinence.
Hi, I'm Lecco Rodriguez, teamlecco.com, a certified personal trainer specialized in weight loss. Discuss your goals, any frustration, you have any free consultation, or you can reach out to me on Twitter at teamlecco, TEAMLECO. I have been playing. My internet connection is unstable.
It is, but we got most of that, I think.
All right. I've been playing Topher, owner and operator of Green Gopher Dispatch and Delivery, delivering hope in zombie-proof packaging in a hopeless world. We use fucking maps and navigation and compasses and all sorts of other shit to get your shit where it needs to go.
I love it. I look forward to more of it. I'm glad that you haven't poked those boxes yet, but I can promise you they are Chekhov's gun. They will go off.
I am a professional. Okay.
Well, you know,
They creep me out, man.
good. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. But I'll
Throw a little Dennis Hopper into that.
I do want to say that it's great to be playing with everybody. This is a really fun game, and I am looking forward to be tormented by Travis because it hasn't happened enough recently for some odd reason.
No, yeah. I've taken it pretty easy on you the last couple of campaigns. I think it's time for your comeuppance.
It's my annual whooping,
And we all get to share in the storm. That's
quite literally.
super.
Quite literally, in fact. And I have been Travis. My pronouns are he and they. When I'm not running games, I am writing them, including Scarred Lands, which is among the games that are currently on sale over at Indie Press Revolution. We have 50% off traditionally printed games for the open game license. So we're talking Pugmire First Edition, we're talking Legend Lore, Scarred Lands, and then in addition to those, we also have a couple of Chronicles of Darkness games on sale there as well. So your Changeling the Lost Core Book and supplemental materials, as well as Dark Heirs 2, are both 50% off traditional print. Can't beat it. Head over to Indie Press Revolution and pick those up. Other than that, whilst we have been here enjoying ourselves and having a grand old time, the Monday meeting notes dropped. So go head over there and see what's new with the Onyx Path. I'm sure there's some beautiful and wonderful announcements. I haven't even had a chance to read them yet because I've been running the game. But that's where we will wrap things up for tonight. Until next time, wash your hands, get your shots, all that fun stuff. Say hi to Baxter, the best boy right there, who's a beautiful, beautiful boy. And we will see you again real soon.
Look at them doing the job.
Have a good one.